Welcome to the first episode of Scence Stories, where we go over our customers' stories with our fragrance kits and just talk about mental health in general. So let's start off with my story, which is Siddhant's college experiences. And just so you guys know, I'm a freshman moving into college. It is, I think my fifth week in college now. So it's just talking about me adjusting to college and everything, and we can talk through it, the entire story, but I'll read it out first. So, moving into college, I brought my ambitious fragrance kit. Knowing myself, I would struggle to make new friends, and I was right. So, when I took my personality test, I got the ambitious kit, and I'll actually read out the results right here, what that actually means. You often feel motivated, which is good. Typically, you either procrastinate or finish your work early, and there's rarely an in between. Although it's great that you're working fast, it's helpful to keep a steady pace. Doing everything all at once is really stressful, trust me. Try chipping away at goals day by day. That way you're less stressed and more confident that you'll succeed. It'll feel inconvenient at first, but you'll get used to it over time. Remember, the tortoise beats the hare. You should also pay attention to your body. It's vital to stay motivated while taking care of yourself. My advice, be mindful to avoid overworking yourself. And this description really resonates with me because I'm an overworker, and sometimes I prioritize quantity over quality, which is not always the best thing to do. So it's kind of cool that like I can relate to that in that way, and we'll continue with the blog. On the first day of class, I saw everyone walking in groups. It seemed like everyone had already made close connections. I felt lonely. Even though I knew we were all in the same boat, I felt disconnected. It was so hard for me to socialize. Everyone was on the ship, and I was floating alone in a lifeboat. It was the first day of class, and I already felt isolated. So on my first day of class, I expected everyone to be walking alone. And when I saw everyone walking in groups, I was like, what is happening? Because I didn't think that like people would be that close yet to where they walk to class with each other. Because for me, it takes me a while until I get comfortable around people. And I was like, what? People are really comfortable already. I need to keep going. I need to speed up. Like, what is going on? I need to have someone to walk with too to fit in. And that was my thought process on the first day of class. And I'll continue. As weeks went by, my loneliness was more evident. Every night I would walk down to a small pond and think about my identity. There were so many opportunities to socialize, but why could I not? What was stopping me? So in our college, there's a koi pond or turtle pond where it's like super chill. There's like running water, and everyone goes there to just relax. And I used to go there at night because it was like quiet, and it was a kind of an escape to like the packed dorms. So I used to go there at night and just like think about like what was going on, how I felt. And in our dorms, there's like these lounge rooms where everyone chills and talks and everything. And even though that was an opportunity for me to socialize, I could have gone to the lounge and talked to anybody. But it just felt like something was stopping me, and I didn't know what it was. It felt like something was there, but what was it? I couldn't tell. I'll continue. Want to use my fragrance kit? Oh, sorry. Oops. Okay, after a couple days of thinking, I realized that I was scared of choosing to be the wrong person. I was so caught up in how others thought of me that I lost myself. I imagined scenarios where I'd come off as a talented kid. When my daydream ended, I was in the same spot. I imagined so many false realities that I forgot about reality. So I was kind of scared to be myself, and that's really a weakness. What I thought was that in my head I would be this like super cool kid who doesn't care, and he's like independent and everything, and that just wasn't me. And that's why I felt like there was a wall, because I was trying to be someone that I wasn't, and I didn't know how to be that person. I could only imagine that person in my head. And that's why I was always stuck in these daydreams, thinking about what I could be, what I could do, what could happen. But after I stopped thinking, after reality hit me, I'm in the same spot. I haven't progressed. I haven't really done anything. And I was so stuck in imagining myself doing something amazing, doing this, doing that, that I really didn't think about reality. It was it was like I was living in a dream the whole time. I'll continue. When I used my fragrance kit, it reminded me of who I am. It showed me my energetic younger. It showed me the energetic younger sibling that is filled with determination. It reminded me of my reality and my story. So, in the ambitious fragrance kit, there's a smell where it's warm and it's also spicy. And what I was trying to be was someone that's cold-hearted and tough and all these different things, because I was so intimidated by other people that I wanted to be give them intimidation, because I was so scared that I wanted to figure out how I can be the scary person and scare others. And that's not how this works, right? That's not how mental health works. You have to be yourself. And I learned that the weaker person is the person who tries to look the strongest. And in my mind, I tried so many ways for me to be the perfect, strong, cold-hearted person, and that's coming from a place of weakness. You know? The person that's strong is the person who can really maintain their inner self in any situation. Like if I move somewhere else, if I'm in a scary situation, I could still be me. And that vulnerability that I give out to random people, that's what strength is. It's being able to be vulnerable around anyone. That's the power, and that strength lies in trust also. Trust in others, trust in yourself. And that's what I really lacked. So when I smelled this fragrance kit, it reminded me of the younger sibling that I was, that I annoyed my brother. Oh, low power mode. Whoops. I would close the TV when he was playing video games. I would be like super annoying. I would be so energetic doing random things, and I'm so determined. When I used to play video games with my brother and I lost, I would spend hours learning how to play and learning how to figure this stuff out, so the next time I played with him, I would completely destroy him. And I was not being that person. The fragrance kit reminded me of who I really was, and I realized that comparing it to my imagination, what I was thinking, that was not me. I was never a cold-hearted person. I am the most sensitive person ever. And the warmth in that fragrance kit reminded me of that fact that this wasn't me. I was a sensitive person. I'm not this cold-hearted person that is scary. That's not me. That could be someone else. Totally could be someone else. But me, it's not me. It was not me at all. I'll keep continuing with this story. I would be lying if I said it magically solved my problems, but it did pull me out of the mud. As the first month of my college experience ended, I learned to be me. My fragrance kit reeled my lifeboat in, and I'm back on board the ship. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but the fragrance kits do help. Now that I'm finally on board, I'm starting to meet new people. I'm not magically a social butterfly now, but the barrier's gone. I feel like I'm part of this now and not just an observer. So, to explain this more in depth, I went from a place that was false, like false realities in my head, to understanding reality and living in reality. So now that I'm in reality, that's kind of the analogy I made, where the lifeboat is you're not living in reality, but the ship is reality. So now that I'm back on the ship, now that I'm back in reality, I'm able to be my true self around other people. And it's totally fine if they don't like me. That's part of being strong, is that you go out there because you know that not everyone's going to like you, that some people are going to hate you, in fact. People are going to be like, what is this guy doing? I don't like his personality. I don't really like him at all. And the fact is that to be strong, you have to accept that. And if you don't accept that, you're stuck on this lifeboat trying to figure out the best person you can be for the best person, for everyone, try to help everyone, but you can't really be everyone's friend. You can't. It's not possible, because then you can't be yourself. So what the fragrance kit really reminded me was that I'm myself and I need to prioritize myself. And you find the best friends when you're yourself, because you don't have to act like anyone else. You don't have to act like this tough guy. You don't have to act this certain way. You can just do you, and your friends are there because they like you. And that's kind of what I'm getting into now. It's been, I think, a couple days since I wrote this, and I honestly feel a lot better. I'm talking to people a lot more, and I'm not so robotic and like trying to be so like macho or whatever. I just talk. I just speak and stuff, and it feels so much better. Like this weight has been lifted off me that I can just now just talk to whoever, talk to whatever, and it feels like I'm my best friend too at the same time. And I think that is so beautiful. I think it's very beautiful to accept yourself and don't change yourself for anybody or anything, because you can grow as a person, but don't change yourself. Don't try to be someone that you aren't. Don't try to act like your story is something else, because your experiences, your whatever story, no one else has ever experienced that same exact story before, and that's what makes you you. So you have to celebrate that, because you are special. You are one of a kind, and that's so beautiful. And I hate that people hide that, and I hate that I tried to hide that too. But I'm so glad I was able to learn about my story, reminded of my story. And yeah, I think that's all I have for this episode. And yeah, remember that you are never alone.